You surely can't imagine that the dying monster, just because of a roar from that man who was also on the verge of death, instantly came back to life in full strength and became full of vitality. Immediately after, it quickly launched an attack on the soldiers. In the blink of an eye, all the soldiers were massacred, and that man fell into a coma due to severe injuries. At the same time, the monster staggered towards him. Tina, who witnessed this scene, was already too scared to move. Subsequently, the monster burrowed into Peter's body. Once the monster entered his body, Peter woke up right away because they had already formed a symbiotic relationship and couldn't be separated from each other for a long time. This ferocious parasitic monster had secretly clung to Peter when he and his companions were attacked during a mission in space and was brought back to Earth with him. After the space capsule landed, the severely injured Peter was confined in a military base, but he had always been unclear about why he was kept locked up. Late at night, Tina was summoned to the laboratory by the general. She had been invited by the general on the pretext of treating Peter's illness. However, what she didn't know was that the general's invitation wasn't simply about treating the illness. Before arriving at the laboratory, the general stared at his watch gravely and then signaled the soldiers to lower the bulletproof glass door of Peter's room. Soon, Peter's body started to twitch. It seemed that there was something inside him, and his whole body made all sorts of strange movements. Suddenly, he jumped off the bed and vomited a pool of blood. At this moment, Peter opened his mouth with great effort, and an arm actually grew out of it. The thick, soft body slowly dropped down. At this time, Peter fainted and almost died as the monster left his body. Quickly, the monster broke free from the amniotic sac. It had long arms, just like a human, and its entire body grew in an instant. At this time, Tina, who had been standing outside all the while, actually summoned up the courage to come to the door and observe it closely. The monster also stood up at the same time, scaring Tina so much that she immediately stepped back. Then she timidly approached again slowly, and the monster kept staring at her. At this moment, Tina slowly reached out her hand towards the bulletproof glass door. Seeing that the monster didn't react, she let out a sigh of relief. The quiet monster also looked at her curiously. Suddenly, the monster's actions scared Tina out of her wits, and she cowered outside. At this time, the terrified Tina asked the general what that thing was exactly. The general also had no idea what species it was, but he knew that the thing was parasitic in Peter's body, which made Peter's physical quality better than ever before. Moreover, no matter when the monster entered or left the human body, it wouldn't cause any harm to its host. But Peter, who was lively and energetic every day, had always been unaware that there was a monster in his body.